Hello everyone, I am Brittany and I am back this time with A Court of Mist and Fury. So, this book, this ending, oh my god, I don't even know how to describe what I feel whenever I think about A Court of Mist and Fury. It took me a day to finish A Court of Thorns and Roses, and then it took me 2 days to finish A Court of Mist and Fury simply because I was savoring it, because every moment was just beautiful. And then I waited a good 3 days in between reading this one and even touching A Court of Wings and Fury because I couldn't move on. I couldn't get past it. And it's like the ending leaves you off with them all, her in Tamlin's court, right? And then Rhysand goes back and it's like they're mates and they're married and she's High Lady of the Night Court, and then I couldn't move on. I couldn't do the next one. So this book to end all books. So, again, there are going to be spoilers because I need to offload. So if you're not okay with spoilers, please leave and then come back so I have somebody to talk to. If you have read it, please stay. Please comment. Please give me somebody to discuss this with because I can't, and I've already messaged all my friends who even semi-like reading that they have to read the series just to get to this book, and it's like nobody's listened to me yet and I'm still all alone. Help me. So, A Court of Mist and Fury opens up 3 months after A Court of Thorns and Roses ended, and Feyre is now obviously in the Spring Court with Tamlin. They killed Amarantha. It's all happy and good and everybody's loving life, except Feyre. Feyre's not loving her life. She agreed to marry Tamlin, who you would think at the end of the first book, well, why wouldn't she agree to marry Tamlin? Tamlin's she's in love with him. Tamlin's the best. Tamlin's the beast and Belle marries the beast and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. No, because Tamlin is a dick. He keeps telling her to go, oh, put on your pretty dresses, and oh, go plan our wedding, and work with the horrible, disgusting priestess Ianthe. I don't know how to say that. Didn't give us a pronunciation guide. Wait. No, it didn't give us a pronunciation guide in this one, so I don't exactly know how to say any of these words. But we'll give it a best shot. So, Ianthe the priestess, who's basically a wedding planner who clearly wants some kind of power from the rest of them. It's something's up, man. And you can tell that from the beginning. Is basically acting all buddy-buddy with Feyre, who's literally wasting away into death because she can't get involved in anything. And the problem is, Tamlin is being this massive protector, which is, you know what, probably why I didn't like him the same way in the first one. I like equal, man. I like sexual tension. I didn't get very much of that from Tamlin. They're getting ready to get married, and then on their wedding day, Feyre's like, God, I don't think I can do this. And I'm like, literally, holy shit, is this the moment? Is this the moment that she leaves him? Because I'm pretty pissed off with him at the beginning of this, and I don't want her to marry him. Even if it would just be dude, we're gonna delay the wedding for a couple months because I ain't ready now, and you're being mean. That'll be fine. He has some serious anger management issues to deal with, when he blows up the study because she demanded stuff of him. He has problems. He needs to go work those out before he can commit to a lifetime, an eternity of existence, because they don't die. They're immortal. And Feyre, poor Feyre, would have been stuck in this too. And then Rhysand, they're talking Rhysand hasn't even called in his bargain, and I was like, dude, I was waiting for that because he was he was kind of a dick. He was mean. He was a bad person in the first one, but that night on Calanmai had me set for Rhysand the entire time. And technically, even when he was being mean, he was being a good guy. So it's it was sort of hard to like him, but I did it. I did it anyway, guys. I take the challenging road. Anyway, Rhysand never called in his bargain, and I'm just sitting thinking what is gonna happen? What is it? She's literally walking down the aisle, and then she freezes, and then Rhysand shows up, and he saves the day. Although nobody thinks that he's saving the day because he steals Tamlin's bride, and Feyre's like, oh no, Tamlin, you can't let me go with him. Don't let me go with him. And then she goes with Rhysand to the Night Court, and he's like, oh, you're welcome for saving you. They were calling out for help because she's sitting there, and they still have that bond. So when she's thinking about how upset she is and how she like she stopped while she was walking down the aisle because she didn't want to marry him. And as soon as that happened, and Reason's like, yeah, I heard you screaming through your little tattoo bond here, and I came to your rescue. And then she gets to the night court in that week, and he's like, okay, well, I'm gonna make you read. I'm gonna make you learn to read and write because it'll help me in the future. And she's like, well, how is that supposed to help you? What are you getting out of this? And he's like, that's for me to know and for you to find out. She's like, fuck you. But then she goes into the library, and then she starts to learn to write, and he gives her all these little sentences about how great he is. Like, Reason's the best Taifei, and Reason's great in bed, and Reason's whatever. And it's like, I love it. I love it. He's awesome. Oh my god. And she's pissed. Whatever. But then she starts eating better, and she's filling out, and she's turning into favor again. And then the week ends, because they only had the bargain for a week, right? And she has to go back to Tamlin, and then she starts wasting away again, and he's still, like, hooking up with her left and right, and she's not even happy anymore. She's vomiting her guts up every night because she's dreaming nightmares about Amarantha, and Tamlin does too, but Tamlin won't acknowledge it, and he won't even let them stay in the same room. He just comes in and is like, we're going to have sex now. Check yourself. I really liked Lucien in the first book. Lucien was probably one of my favorite characters in the first book. I liked him a lot more than I liked Tamlin, and he's making me so angry, because he's just following Tamlin, just like, we need to put a united front, we need to show the unity, we need to show that we are strong. He's not even helping Feyre. Feyre's like, well, let me in on this, let me get involved, help me, I'm not some little doll that you need to put up on your pedestal and protect like I'm made of porcelain. No, because we have enemies. No, because you have to do this. And then the tithe, when he had the tithe thing, and he was taking money from the poor, and he wouldn't even give the poor, like, water, whatever, the wraith thing, a second chance, like, forgive their debt. It's like, because if I do it once, then I have to do it for all of them. And he starts talking about her children. It's like, you know what, hon, you have no right. You ain't putting anything in her, because this is not the kind of person she deserves. Then Tamlin walks out after Lucian's been not helping her because he's not standing up for her in front of Tamlin, and if he is, then he's just like backing down as soon as Tamlin gets all pissy. Tamlin's a big baby. And Feyre was trapped back in Amarantha's thing. She doesn't like, she has this thing about being trapped, which like is totally understandable. And then Tamlin's leaving, and Tamlin traps her, and she breaks down on the floor, and I'm like, you fucking asshole, how could you do that? And then Rhysand shows up, and he rescues her, and he spirits her away, and then she's like, I'm done with the Spring Court. I'm done with Tamlin. I'm done with Lucien and all those horrible people thinking that they're saying they're my friends, saying that they love me, and then doing things like me because they trapped me. They trapped her. And she gets to the Night Court, and then Rhysand brings her to his, like, marble palace, and then starts talking to her about, has this thing that she can help out with, right? And then she's like, no, I'm never going back to the Spring Court. And so eventually she agrees. And then when she goes to Valeris, and oh my god, guys, Valeris, just the way she describes it was so beautiful. And you don't even really find out a night that's properly described until a lot later. I would say Starfall. Starfall is the best night in the Night Court. Night Court. Anyway. So she gets to Valeris, and then she starts to, and when Mor was first introduced, I really liked Mor. Mor is like that good friend girl. And then, but then poor Feyre doesn't even get involved with poor Mor. She's like, no, I miss Tamlin. Tamlin was the best. Tamlin was my life. Even though she literally just, like, almost cried at her own wedding, like, of bad things. Not good, happy tears. Anyway, he explains that he needs her help with the cauldron, right? And I'm like, okay, first of all, kind of weird. This whole cauldron thing. Like, I'm cool with this kind of weird. I will accept this kind of weird. You know what? I will, like, enjoy this kind of weird. But kind of weird that everybody just got dumped out of this magical, like, basically living cauldron. I don't know, man. I don't know. She finally gets to meet all the other people. I was so excited. So excited. Because in the first one, right, you have Lucien, you have Alice, and you have Tamlin. Alice I loved. Lucien I used to love. And Tamlin I was like, she loves you. We're cool. We're not great. And then you meet and you get to have Cassian. Cassian is the bomb. Cassian is so much fun. Ezreal and Amren are more like properly with Mor, and they just all have so much life to them. And everybody talks about how the Night Court is this horrible thing, and you know by knowing Rhysand that if that's not true. But then you get to meet his friends, his family, and it's like it just all sort of cinches. And then also it gives you the book more characters. There's more going on. There's more people for you to connect with. It's just I don't know. I loved every single one of them and every single scene that we had with any of them. You really got to know Rhysand in this one. You find out all about his mom and his sisters and how Tamlin's dad cut off their wings. And it's like, if you didn't hate Tamlin already, do you now? 'Cause I do. And how even he ended up under the mountain, what he did for a thing, and hiding Valeris, and how much he cares about all his people, and then the cabin. I will talk about that cabin later because it's really, really cool how it goes from Feyre hated Rhysand. Even when he was being nice, she was skeptical and unsure because he had her drunk every night and was dancing on her. When you get to find out exactly why he's like that and what he likes, it's just it brings so much to his character and it makes it so much easier to love him. I love him so much. So much. I want him. Can he be mine? Anyway, so in terms of romance, which is literally, I am a hopeless romantic. A super hopeless romantic. And I was a little bit disappointed with A Court of Thorns and Roses in the sense that the lack of sexual tension. They liked each other. Finally, they kiss. They're together a little while. I have sex. She leaves. She's in love with him. What? Where? How? Where was the progression? But this one, the entire book is progression. But bantery, tension, sexy kind of progression. So even when he's in the beginning, his little notes about, here, copy this, about how Rhysand is so hot and Rhysand is so this and Rhysand is so that. It starts it. And then their letters back and forth killed me. I don't, dead. Holy shit! And saying little things about, and then they start talking about licking her, and then the little lingerie shot, and then the little thing that he put into her brain, and I was like, oh my god, and it takes so long for them to do anything, and then just they get close, and then they don't, and you're like, okay, man, come on, kiss her or something. But I loved it. Every second of him not doing something, because they were kept almost doing something, and it's is it gonna happen? Is it gonna happen? No, it's not gonna happen. Is it gonna happen? Is it gonna happen? No, it's not gonna happen. But there's little letters, they're little back and forth, and the bantering, they're talking about all these innuendos all the time, or straight out call outs when he's joking about Cassian joining her in bed, and she's like, yeah, sure, send him up, and he just sort of looks at her, and you're like, I wonder who'd rather send up. Anyway, and then it slowly gets more and more intense, right? And then, holy fucking shit, when they get to the Court of Nightmares, I was like, oh damn, oh damn, oh damn, oh damn. It was it was the culmination of everything that had been happening between them for the past 400 and something pages, and I died. I was going to spontaneously combust, I swear, you guys. It was I thought they were having sex, but they weren't. You read it? You know what I mean. I don't even know how to explain it, but then literally everybody's watching them, and I'm like, oh, you guys, leave, go somewhere else. But then also it was exactly for their characters, and it's are you getting into character, or are you getting into a little something else? But then it's, I honestly, guys, it was this was probably, there are a lot of sex scenes in this book. This is probably the hottest scene. It gets all awkward between them because then they have this fight about don't need to protect me, because then he literally snaps the dude's arms. I was like, hell yeah, finally, because there was Moore's dad. I don't know or never remember his name. He did everything, all the bad shit that he did to poor Moore. And then to get him to just snap the finger, bend the arm back, and it's oh, you're not allowed to go see a healer and stuff. It was you know what? If he didn't deserve it just for calling her a whore, slut shaming, not cool, man. But then, especially with the fact that Rhysand was Amarantha's whore, he sold his body just for his people, for 49 years. And it's just like ate everything. I hated that guy with a fiery passion. And then he's like, crack, 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 crack. And I'm like, yeah, keep going, come on. And then not allowed to see it. And then Favorite gets all pissed off because like, she has this thing about protecting. He's like, I get it, girlfriend. It's a different kind of protecting, though. And then he comes back, and Starfall was like the most romantic thing ever. And then he's like, I was like, will you dance with me? Dance with you all night. And I was like, you guys, and with the pain on their faces, and he didn't want to take it, her to brush hers off, and with all the sexual tension that they'd had, and the stuff that had gone on at the Court of Nightmares, which was the last time that they'd seen each other, they easily could have just been like, fuck this, and gone upstairs, but they didn't. It shows that there's like a whole other element to the relationship. Like, it's a lot deeper than any of that. And some of that stuff you didn't get to see with Tamlin. She needed somebody, and like she says in here, like, she needed somebody to protect her. That was what she needed at the time. But she doesn't, but it shows that it's not just all that sexual banter and the little, like, flirty thing back and forth and stuff that is between her and Rayson, but there's a whole lot of deeper level, and they actually, like, they're friends, and they really, really like each other, like, love each other almost. You don't get to see them just the chemistry part. You actually get to see the love, and it was beautiful. It was beautiful on Starfall. Oh my god. And then the inn. I don't even know if I have to say anything else, guys. Just like, and then just like right after Lucian shows up and she's like, I am powerful, I am not coming back with you, wings, fear me. And then he goes back, and you find out that he went back, and that's when he went to Hybrid. It's like, oh, okay, no, I'm getting ahead of myself. And then they go back to the inn, and it's like there's only one bed, and I'm like, this is when it's gonna happen. But then she's like, I want fun, I want distraction. I was like, no, girl, you like him. And you see, like, he paused, he was so sad, and I was like, oh, my poor Rayson. But then the next day, when he gets injured, and she saves him, and then she's already, like, feeling things, and then she has to go capture the Suriel, and they're, like, mates. They're mates, and it's like, I knew there was something going on with the bond thing, but it's like, they didn't completely explain the whole mate concept, really, until that portion of it, and then it turns out it's like, they're destined for each other, they're bonded together, she's like, mates, we're mates, and it's like this massive problem, and then she goes after him, she heals him, she gives him her blood, and he's healing, and then she's like, okay, well, I'm gonna ask questions, and you're just gonna basically answer them, and he's like, uh-oh, what'd I do? And then we're mates, and then she gets all pissed off because he didn't tell her, and it's like, okay, I don't know how to I don't know, I would be mad. I would be real mad, but like at the same time, what do you expect him to do? Like walk up to you and be like, yo girl, we're mates, so like come back or stay in the night quarters. But he was going to let her marry Tamlin because he loves her so much. Okay. She goes off to the cabin, and Rhysand shows up on her doorstep, and it's like, okay, because she's been sitting here this whole time, and she's been alone. It's like, she's thinking about him, and he flew all the way there. He flew there, and then she opens the door, and then she offers him food, and it's like, that was strange. The whole of me accepting the bond thing with food, a little bit funky, but whatever. I'll go with it. And then he explains like everything that happened and how he knew about her back when she was still like a human, and how he encouraged her to paint the knights on her door, and because it's just his symbol, and I'm like, oh my god, you two belong together. And then she gives him the food, and he accepted it. And he's like, and I love you, and I've loved you this entire time. And then she's like, and then she loves him too, and this is so perfect. This is perfect. And then there's like a frenzied 3-day sex marathon. It's like, I seriously am recommending this to like my 12-year-old cousin, because the first one wasn't that bad, and I know she's read bad things, and I'm like, if you're like a little, you might want to wait. Definitely then read it, but you might want to wait. I made that mistake when I was 13 and read an erotica. This is not quite an erotica, but it gets pretty damn close, guys. Anyway, and then they get back, they're talking about the whole thing, and then they talk about the kid, and I was like, oh, and speaking of, like, children, the bone carver and the weaver. So in this one, you get to meet, like, the extra freaky ones, I guess. The bone carver is ridiculously creepy. So he collects the bones to carve your death, rather, but then he's demanding to know all about what Feyre saw when she was about to die, or that happened after Amarantha killed her, and like what her choices were in order to get questions. Like, they have to do a Q&A kind of thing, back and forth, and I just loved. Okay, the bone cover appears as a different form to different people, and Jurian, when Reeson said he saw Jurian as, like, hey, the bone carver knew what's up, so there's something going down. But Feyre saw the bone carver as, like, a little, like, 8-year-old boy, which was very strange and confusing, and it's like, is he trying to appear less threatening stuff? But then his voice came out as like, it's actually the creepiest possible thing that Maas could have chosen. I love it. It's fantastic. And then they get the Weaver, and the Weaver whose hut is made out of, like, people dead Faye's hair and her threads, like, she weaved their life into her loom, and I'm just like, oh my god. And then when Reeson made her get the ring, and I was like, it's a ring, guys. What's the ring for? And then I find out that it's because his mom, and it's like, the right one you could marry or something is the one who could basically get the ring from it. And I'm just like, well played, Reeson's mom. Well played, Reeson, because and then they get back from the thing, and then it's all fine. And then when Valeris got, I was so mad. When Reeson told the queens after about Valeris, because it's like, I understand, and he does everything he can to protect them. So my poor sweet precious baby, I know, I get it, but don't trust them. And then there was the one woman who gave the book, the one queen, the golden queen or whatever. It's like, good job. Thank you. You're saving the world. But the rest of them, there's something up. Do not trust them. Don't give it away. And he did. And then they sent Hybern to Valeris and the Adder, who had basically tortured Feyre and the rest of them while he was at Amaranthus Court. And then, okay. When she goes after the Adder, damn, girl. Bravo. With her little water wolves, and then she's like in the sky with him to defend the rainbow, her little painting center, artistic. I was like, yes, girl, this is who you are. Not that little passive bitch that Tamlin was trying to play, but this is who you are. And that Reeson is so devastated and sad, and I was like, it's half your fault, but it's so not, because you were trying to do what's good. And then they go to try and nullify the cauldron. I was like, okay, there's not enough. There was only not even 100 pages left, so you know something's gonna go down as soon as they go over to Hybern's thing. And Amaran's like, you do not put the two halves of the book together. So what's the first thing that Feyre does when she touches the cauldron? She puts the two halves of the book together. It's like, are you really that stupid? And I get it. The cauldron has a power, but and then she starts to die, and they yank her away, and so the cauldron isn't nullified because it would kill her. And then you have all of those powerful people, and the Hybern has tricked them, and Jurian's there, and then everybody's and then Tamlin walks through with Lucian, and I was like, you just crossed a line, man. You crossed a line. I can't believe you would do this. And he's like, I did it all to get you back. And I was like, she left you. You need to move on. You don't, that's the freaky ex-boyfriend kind of thing. And he chases her to death, uses Hybern to track her down. He sold out all the Night Court and Valeris, and he's basically selling out all the humans. And then Ianthe, who I hated from the beginning, that the little priestess who's after power, who then sexually, like, manipulated or attempted to Reeson, and poor Lucian. It's like, okay, there's so many things wrong with her, then walks in with Feyre's sisters, Elaine and Nesta, who want nothing to do with the Fey world. And then Hybern's like, well, we'll dump you in the cauldron, and we'll show you that the queens can be immortal. And it's just like, do you have any idea how wrong this is? How much you're doing wrong? And then she dumped poor Elaine, my dear sweet Elaine, in there. And then she gets dumped, and then she turns into Fey. And Lucian runs over to her, and it's like, oh my god, they're mates? And he's like, she is my mate. And I'm just like, oh, no, because Elaine's supposed to marry that human boy who hates fairies, and what are we gonna do? But, like, Lucian, okay? I don't know. And then Nesta goes in, and the entire time she's like, fuck you, fuck your court, fuck the Fae, the queens. And then she goes in, and then she gets out, and there's like, something's gone down. She did something, or it's like she took something, right? You'll find out. Turn into Fae, and then it's like, if it worked for them, because it's like, it'll work on some and won't work on all. And it's like, the only thing is, like, I can pray that those other queens, the horrible queens who sold out the entire Fae and all the humans aren't going to get turned immortal. God, what are we supposed to do if they get turned immortal? But you don't ever get to find out. And then Feyre does this thing with the lights the lights while Cassian is bleeding out because his wings are shredded. And he just blinds everybody and then pretends that the bond is missing, and then she can't hear Reese and they don't have their little brain thing anymore, and then she goes off with Tamlin and it says that they've broken the mating bond, and I wanted to cry. I was like, okay guys, I was gonna lose it. I couldn't. And then you switch to Reese's perspective, which I cannot say I was expecting, because that, like, totally caught me off guard. And he's like, no, they didn't break the mating bond, they broke the other bond, which is hard enough. And then all his buddies are like, what? And then he's like, yeah, we officiated the mating bond last night. We snuck off, and we got married, and boom, she's the High Lady of the Night Court. Not consort, not wife, but the High Lady of the Night Court, which Tamlin, bastard, told her doesn't even exist, because you have different power, you're like an accessory, which is just so wrong. Feminism, man. Thank you, Rhysand. That's how you do it. You do it right. So he is literally her equal, and then when Mor is like, my High Lady is in enemy territory, and he's like, yeah, boom, she's a spy, but I don't know how to handle it. And then it switches back into Feyre, and then she's like all playing, oh, I'm so in love with you, Tamlin. Oh my god, I can't believe that Rhysand did that to me, or I've been through months and months of trauma. Oh my god. And then meanwhile, she's like, I am going to bring this court to its knees. I am the High Lady of the Night Court. And thinking of, there were so many, like, empowering and fantastic quotes in here, like, and I was not a mouse, and I was a wolf, and I was not a High Lord's pet any longer, and maybe the world should know that I truly do have fangs and stuff like that. And I'm just like, damn. Yes, Feyre. And then it ends, and she's in the spring court, and you know she's gonna stir some shit up, and she wants to bring the kingdom to its knees and go back to her beloved Rhysand. And it's like, you just like, I want to slice Tamlin's throat, because bastard. And then Lucian knows, but he knows that he can't do anything, because then he'll never see Elaine again, who's so many game changers, I don't know what to do. And then I finished it, and it's like, I couldn't even move on. I owned the next one, and I couldn't be just thinking so much about how the two of them was like, this was on fire. It was glorious. It was beautiful. It is my favorite of the series, and I understand why a bunch of people were like, the ACOTAR series is even better than the Throne of Glass series, which I was like, hey, there's no possible way you can get better than that. Maas, you may have just done that. Oh my god. She is a goddess of words. So, until next time, which will be in about 5 or 10 minutes if I have to come down from the high again that is A Court of Mist and Fury. And I will see you back with A Court of Wings and Ruin. Bye-bye!